My name is Nana Bafwewa. I'm from Kumasi Bantima, and my grandfather is Bafo Amankwetia the first Army General of the Ashanti Empire. And I'm a spiritualist, I'm a researcher. I research into African metaphysics, African mysticism, and then I research into African occult science. So basically, what I do is to try to find the scientific appraisals of our African practices and how it can be of relevance in the 21st century. Well, basically, the whole world is based on art. Creation is based on art, right? And then every system or every society has a way that they approach this art. And every society has an understanding of the supreme being that they call God. In some instances, people refer to that creator as Allah. In some instances, people refer to it as Yahweh. In some instances, people refer to it as God. But in our instance here in Ghana or in Africa, we also have different names that we refer to that supreme creator, but everyone has a peculiar name for it. So, and everyone too has a system. Now the name, every name of God comes with a code. If you want to access God, and you want to access God through the concept of Allah, you have to go through the 5 times prayers. That is the only way you can access that code. If you want to access the code through Jesus Christ, you have to go to church and read the Bible. Other than that, you cannot access that code. And if you also want to talk to the Most High, Onyankopon, as in the Akan metaphysics we understand him to be, then you have to deal with the ancestors and deal with the nature spirits and the deities. See, the ancestors and the deities, these are our intermediaries between the physical and the supernatural, or the physical and the spiritual. Because we understand and we believe and we know for certainty that anything that happens in the physical realm has already taken place in the spiritual realm. Now, for example, we have 2 things called cause and effect, right? Now, everybody can see an effect, but you cannot see a cause. Now, if you have stomach ache, right, there will be some reaction. You're going to hold your tummy, you're going to have cramps, you're either going to throw up, you're going to sweat. That is the effect. So when I see you and I see those effects on you, I can know that you're going through a peculiar problem. But what is transpiring in your tummy that is creating that ache, I cannot see with my eyes. Now that is the cause. So God is the cause. Everything else is an effect. The trees, the deities, the leaves, everything that you see here is just an effect that came out of the great cause. So what we're trying to do right now is just trying to bridge the gap between modernity and then antiquity. Because we have gotten to a point where mainstream religion, mainstream ideology, mainstream philosophical traditions are trying or have tried to a great extent to castigate African spirituality to the background. But then, who defines what is right and what is wrong for the African? Who has been given that mandate to tell the African what is right and what is wrong? And who has been mandated to tell the African, or who has been mandated to tell who tells the African what is right or what is wrong? So at the end of the day, we should be able to define our world for ourselves. We should be able to define our own philosophy for ourselves, our own practices and indigenous systems. Because we need indigenous solutions to solve indigenous problems. We cannot use foreign solutions to solve foreign problems. Now, one thing, in Africa, back in the days, if you're a chief, you swear with the shrine. When you swear with the shrine, everything that you say to the shrine, if you go contrary to it, you'll be held accountable. Without the law court, without no lawyer, without no prosecutor. Because the deity itself is a lawyer, is a judge, is a prosecutor, and is a police. You understand? So we have to find a system whereby, aside whatever any politician swears by, they still have to come to the shrine to swear by it. You understand? So if we don't promote what we have, who do we expect to promote what we have for us? If we don't cherish what we have, who do we expect to cherish what we have for us? So we are bringing this shrine out And we do lots of installations around the world, different events, but we focus solely on the shrine, so that because we believe when people are afraid of something, that is when you have to rub it in their face, because we've gotten to a time where we cannot sugarcoat no more. What they are scared of, take it to their doorstep. You understand? Force them to ask questions about it, because most people are scared just because of the misinformation out there. So when they come here, they get the right information. You understand? And then the right information is also passed on in a very scientific manner, so that you don't see that what we are doing is a mumbo jumbo. Everything that you see here can be given to you in a scientific appraisal. So the shrine that we have is made up of 4 different elements. We have the water shrine, we have the water shrine, the deity, the fire deity, the air deity, and then the iron deity. You understand? And all these 4 elements, when they come together, they will create the 5th element called spirit. You see? So we are bringing what is hidden or what has been misunderstood throughout the ages. We are bringing it to light, and we are appreciating it. We love it. Now let's go back to Kwame Nkrumah. This is where Kwame Nkrumah was incarcerated, in this particular prison. Now, every time we talk about the independence of Ghana, we have something that we say that Kwame Nkrumah used an African deity called Kankan Nyame to gain independence for us. So I am proud that if Kwame Nkrumah used an African deity to fight for African independence, then who are we, you understand, to look down on our deities? You understand? So we should go beyond what the Western world tells us to believe. Our forefathers have already created belief systems. They've already created a whole philosophy to life. All we have to do is just follow that trend and then interpret it, refine it, and redefine it to suit the 21st century. That's what the whole concept of this shrine is about.
I can see a few sculptures of deity underneath the bottom.
Yeah.
Can you maybe talk about, if you like, the one in your hand?
This is Shango.
Okay.
This is Shango. He's the Yoruba god of lightning and thunder. Exactly. This is the fire spirit.
Okay.
You understand? This is a fire spirit. We have a version of it in Benin called Egun. Now, Egun and Shango are the same spirit, but when they get to a different location, the name changes. Now, when the same name comes here in Ghana, that Shango becomes Tigari. You see? So what I have is a Shango staff, right? And this one is a staff for protection. And this one is made from a particular wood, from Ahumabusum. So before we use the wood to do this carving, there has to be some rituals that's performed for it. And then we invoke the Shango spirit in here. So I can travel, leave all this, and just carry this and travel with it, and I'll still be able to work. Any spirit that I call using this, the spirit must manifest. And then we also have this and that are Jimmy. They are from Guinea. We brought this and that from Guinea. So these ones, they are rainmakers, and they are also used as agricultural deities. So anytime there's a drought, these 2 sacrifices are made to them. And then when the sacrifices are made to them in the morning, by the close of the day, the rain must come. This one is called Oduobubo. This one is another deity from the Mamewata pantheon of deities. This Oduobubo. This one is for protection. And this one is also to know insights, into spiritual insights. If you want to open your third eye, this is the spirit that is used to do that. And this one is Ochirfuhene. This one is a warrior spirit. So this one is heavy protection. If somebody does something and then we are trying to look for a culprit and then they are denying it, when we bring you here, this deity will catch you if you are the one that caused it. Just like somebody was caught on tape taking bribe. Government official was caught on tape taking bribe, and he denied that he didn't take the bribe. And now they have to set up a whole committee and pay them per them and all those things. And they have to sit on the committee for 2 months, being paid for with government money. You understand? They should just give me 50 Ghana cedis and 1 bottle of schnapps. And within 30 seconds, within 30 minutes, right, we will find the culprit. So instead of having to set up all these committees and this is the real committee that they need to come to. Because this one is a warrior spirit and it protects. So sometimes we do these things and put it in the palace so that they can protect the whole community. And then we also have this one, there is something inside. Right? There's something inside. And because Bonokotoku. Now, when you put your hand inside, anything that comes out, if somebody does something bad, right? And then the person is denying. So let you put your hand inside. If you put your hand, whatever comes out, if it's madness, that's yours. If it's blindness, that's yours. If it's paralysis, that's yours. You understand? Because with the deities, everything is based on cause and effect. The law of karma is what drives the African traditional system. If you do good, you don't expect to get bad results. If you do bad, you don't expect to get good results. You understand? But at the end of the day, the deities and the powers and the forces that are alive here, they work on the mechanisms and they also follow the laws of nature, right? They also follow the laws of nature. So when you do good, they will bless you. So you don't blame the power, just like atomic energy. You can use atomic energy to create electricity. You can use atomic energy to create an A-bomb that can kill the whole community. So do you blame the atomic energy or you blame the people with the knowledge system? Because you can use that knowledge to create electricity that will be beneficial, or create an atomic bomb that is destructive. So you don't blame the power. Blame the application of the power. Do you blame the gun? Don't blame the gun, because the gun can also be taken to the bush to hunt for bushmeat and feed your family. And that same gun, we can use it to go and rob and kill. So don't blame the gun. Blame the one who has the gun.
You've been in Chale Wote for a while now, as you said from the beginning. And what has been the experience so far for people coming in? Like the kind of vibe you get, what do people usually say?
Oh, people are really interested, because this is not your normal round-the-mill installation type of thing. So first and foremost, when people come, the first thing that they experience is the shock, right? And then some people too are confident enough to approach. But unfortunately, my biggest problem with these installations is that 80% of the people that actually come in here to access information are white people. 80% of all the people we get in here are white people. 15% are diasporans, 5% are Ghanaians. The Ghanaians will rather come and stand in front of the installation and talk a whole lot of gibberish. You understand? Talk, and they will never come in. The white people, they will come in without you even inviting them. We've had ambassadors of very great nations who have come to sit in this shrine just to access information. And we had somebody, a very big personality in Ghana, you understand, who came here and was afraid to enter. When they got here, they ran away. You understand? So the problem is that Ghanaians are very frightful of this. But with the foreigners, especially the white people, they are so interested in this. Now let me share something with you. Do you know the first time I went into a shrine? Do you know who initiated me into the shrine? It was white people that initiated me to the shrine. I had never been to the shrine before until I met 2 Italian doctors and 2 Swiss scientists. White people, 4 of them. They were the ones that took me to the shrine. They were the ones that got me initiated in the shrine, white people. I was not initiated by a black man. I was initiated by white people into my own tradition and my own customs. Can you imagine that? Does it have to get to that point where even white people now have to come and teach me my own culture, my tradition? Because I was running away from it. And then the nature used these people to come and enlighten me. So I was like, wow, why would these people travel all the way from Italy and Switzerland just to come and assess these spirits? And at the end of the day, I'm here and I'm running away from it because of Christianity. And when they came, do you know what they were looking for? They were looking for this spirit, this dwarf. This is a dwarf. You call it Motia, this one. Understand? They were looking for Motia. And then they went to India, and the guru asked them to come to Ghana specifically for what they were looking for. And then when they came the following day, I met them. And then they took me around to all the shrines that they were looking for. There were about 7 different shrines. That was the first time I had gotten close to this. And after that, you know, the spirit just took over. And then here I am today. Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Nana.
You're welcome.
Maybe next time when I come around, I'll come to the shrine and see what.
Definitely. Everyone is invited, you know. And this place is it's actually a lounge, you know. It's not actually a shrine per se. It's a lounge. You can come in here, drink some tea, and you know, just lounge and we'll talk and you understand. Taking the vibe and appreciate nature.
Thank you. I think that would be.
You're welcome.
धर्म का पुनर्जन्म धर्म का विनाश कल की तत्व जागा ये नहीं कोई आभास कल की क्या